go. I know y'all missed me. From the island girl. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I
Already off to a great start, per the usual.
I almost saw them in a concert because they came to San Diego and they were supposed to do a concert down at THC, and they ended up canceling like the day before, surprising absolutely no one. But um, a red scent. I don't know what that
I
is.
just have no
You
idea
have
what
some
we're
very
talking
strong
about.
feelings.
And I don't know what we're talking about,
You don't know
so
who the Island Boys are, Gavin?
not so much, no.
Ah, so much to teach you. If only you had a TikTok.
If only. I
If
mean, the
only.
cultural references are just lost on me.
Truly. Yeah, I think they are.
Too busy, hammering down on the science and conservation and saving species in the wild and educating the public. I mean, it's barely any time left.
Barely any time for any activities, any leisure, really.
Exactly. I mean, it's just all work all the time.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, look what you did. I'll
Oh
fix it. I'll
no.
fix it. I'll
Oh,
fix it.
I
Everyone,
mean, I can see you, but that doesn't mean that everyone else can.
everyone calm down. It's fine.
Don't freak out. Taylor is here to help us this
I
week.
can do this.
We can hear
yeah.
you.
Is he frozen in the... No, you're not frozen
Fast.
there. Why are you frozen here? Please hold.
It's fast.
I can fix this. I
Fascinating.
can fix this. It's going to be fine. Oh,
I'm
that's
so
why.
glad Taylor's back. It's just so great.
Yeah, you are frozen. I'm fixing it. Hang on. Wait, 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 wait. Okay, everybody. There he is. You're back.
Oh,
He's fine.
Am I? Oh, look at my head.
yay.
Hey! Oh, there we go.
Anyway, welcome to Wildwatch episode 11. Thank you guys all so much for joining us. We have Gavin, we have Kirsten, we have Brian, and then I'm back.
And I'm
So
moving.
this is all good stuff.
He live. I live.
He
Oh,
lived.
I'm alive. Thanks, Aaron.
Okay, this is a serious channel, all right?
Is it?
This is very
Are
serious.
we sure?
I mean, something like that.
We did spend like 15 minutes talking about nostalgic Disney movies, like I don't even remember like Balto and stuff. So I don't know how serious this gets, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Gotta love Balto.
Gotta love
Gotta love
Balto.
Balto.
How's your
And
day?
interesting. It's sort of funny you mentioned Balto. He was featured in the Wall Street Journal today.
Balto, like the original dog?
Yep. The,
What?
the title of the article was "What Made Balto So Special."
Huh.
You can't make it up.
That kind of sucks. Like you're a dog, you only get to live like 15 years, and all those years later, people are like, "Why are we celebrating him again?"
Kind of like the great artists. They don't get any recognition until they're already gone. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
man,
What helped
sorry.
make famed sled dog Balto special? It was his genes, research suggests. So I highly recommend you check it out if you're a Balto
Check it
fan.
out.
I had
That's
no
like
idea I
that's
needed it.
slang for that's like a perfect slang title for the writer had no idea what to write for the week. So here we
Pretty
go.
much.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Dang. How's your day going,
So what
Gavin? How
are
you doing? How's life?
it's amazing, it's a beautiful day up here at the park, we're just, saving species every day. It's pretty great stuff.
It's so true. Anything fun happening up there? Any cool animals you want to talk about, or?
Well, we were just out yesterday looking at babies. There's been kind of a baby boom at the safari park right now. So if people come out and check out all of our field animals, you'll see lots of baby antelope out there. I think we photographed 3 different species yesterday of antelope babies. So a
Whoa,
lot of cool stuff.
very
Yeah.
cool. Is
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of African antelope species. Do they stay on a San Diego breeding schedule or an African breeding schedule?
So it's a good question. It varies a little bit. So you'll see some species that are sort of rain dependent for their breeding that'll kind of get on our San Diego rainy season schedule. But then you'll have other species like our wild sheep and goats that stick on sort of the seasonal breeding that they would from their home climate.
Hmm.
And it's not really impacted by our, Mediterranean climate here in San Diego.
Interesting. We get that question a lot.
Hmm.
So something that we're going to do, not differently. You've done this quite a few times, but I think maybe we've lapsed as we've gotten used to doing it. But we
Hmm.
have had someone reach out and just request that when we're doing these Wild Watch Kenya streams, that we go a little bit more into detail on why did you ID this animal as this instead of just this is what it is, which we've done in the past. I know we've done a lot of it, especially
Sure.
Grevy's versus plain zebras, those sorts of things. But I think especially when we're talking about hoofed species, it can, I mean, not to offend them, but they look a little bit similar. It can be kind of hard to
That's
tell.
fair. We don't want it to be too much inside baseball, so we can do that.
Right.
No problem.
Awesome.
Like that.
And we got a nice
And-
little start here too, so that works out.
Yeah. Speaking of great starts, Eddie just redeemed an animal noise, Taylor.
Why would you
Should
do
have a
this
look
to
at
me?
that.
Also,
Welcome
Asian
back.
elephant chirping for Taylor. I don't know that I've ever heard that sound before, Eddie. So I have absolutely no clue where to start with it. It does anybody? Yeah. Asian elephant.
Anybody who watched last week remembers that I'm on medical restrictions from my doctor for animal noises, and that continues for 2 more weeks. So it's really unfortunate.
I'm gonna need to
I
see
don't know
paperwork.
about that. You sound a lot better than you did last week.
100%. Yeah. And you were climbing up and down off of feed trucks and whatnot, as we were forbying around on the trails. So I don't know.
I had my inhaler in my pocket, so I mean, I try to be strong for the team so that everybody thinks things are okay, but I'm sicker than I seem.
I guess I should.
Have
Should I
you-
Oh, look at
talk to your
look
boss
at that
about
animal.
that? Yeah. Hang on.
No, I mean it's not reportable sickness.
Oh.
It's really it's more like it comes and goes, it ebbs and flows. It's somewhat selective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That sounds real.
It's real to me. It's my real lived experience.
Don't do this. Okay, fine. Asian
Okay, what do we
elephant
got here?
chirping. I gotta see if I can do this really quick because he did redeem it, so I gotta figure this out.
Yep.
God, I don't. It's gotta be different from trumpeting because that would have been the word used. So,
It's a chirp. It's a chirp, not a trumpet. So yeah.
well, yeah, but I don't know that I've ever heard that sound before.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of I don't want to talk about it too much because I can't do it, of course.
Right.
But it's sort of a squeaking, sort of a chirping sound. It's a low vocalization they use to communicate with each other, and if they're especially signifies happiness a lot of times, or what we might perceive as happiness. We don't know for sure what an elephant's feeling, but
Huh.
we might
So is it
perceive
something
it as positive.
something
communication.
we'd be able to hear?
Yeah. Oh
like-
yeah. It's low, but you can hear
Okay.
it. It's sort of
Oh.
high
But it's not a
pitched.
grumbling.
See,
No,
that's
it's
what I
not
was
it's not the rumble. It's different than that.
I don't know how to do this. Okay.
Oh, Gavin's looking for
looking
it.
it up.
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess I can't play any sounds from my computer, but
You might be able
Because I
to. We
don't
might
have-
be able to hear it through your headphones, so you ought to give it a try.
okay, let's see. Elephant sounds. Chirps and squeaks are unique to the Asian elephant. Yes, I know this. I don't need to know about it. I just need to hear it. See, this is keeping it real with everybody. Trumpeting, we don't need that. Chirps and squeaks. Here we go. Can you hear it?
No, can you turn it up?
Mm-mm.
It's all the way. Well, that's unfortunate.
Aaron
was
says,
cool.
I think we need to add Jeopardy theme song.
I'm not stalling. I just don't know how to do it. I would do it happily. I mean, yeah, like what you're gonna get is this, which is like a, I don't know. I don't know what that sounds
So-
like.
I would say that that's off, but it's not as far off as I expected.
Yeah,
And
I think that sounded pretty good.
yeah, I mean, it's
That's it.
more of a like that.
Is that not exactly what I just did?
No, see, I'm the wildlife expert, so I know. I don't know if you're aware of that or not.
Can you hear with your ears, wildlife expert? Because I'm pretty sure that's what I did.
One thing that's important when working around wildlife, Taylor, is to use all of your senses. So yes, my hearing is just fine. Thank you.
Whatever. I'm trying. Elephant roar, elephant. What? Okay.
Sure.
Anyway, moving on. We're moving on. We can't.
What
do
is
this.
that beautiful beast we see on the screen, Taylor?
It's a zebra. A zebra for those of,
How do-
of British.
How do
speak.
we know it's a zebra?
Due to the way that it is, which is striped.
See, that's not very educational to say due to the way that it is.
It's striped, and I'm gonna go that it's a plain zebra because it doesn't seem to have that thick white belly that the Grevy zebra has.
You're correct, and it's also, you'll notice the ears are a little bit smaller. They're not as big as a Grevy zebra, and the stripes are thick. So the Grevies will have thinner stripes. So we're off to the races, so to speak, to start.
Yeah, look at that. 1 for 1.
Zebras don't race
Mm.
though, just for the record, right?
Did you not see that movie Racing Stripes?
I did,
I
but
was
I
just
thought it
thinking
was
of that.
fake.
No, well, I mean, it could have been real. They made a movie about it.
To that point, then I could technically have a rat that lives inside of my hair and tells me how to do things. And for all you know, I do.
I wouldn't even want to guess about that. Nope. Oh,
What do we have here?
livestock.
All the livestock.
And we know they're livestock because they're not zebras.
Do we know what kind of livestock they are, if you had to guess? Because it's looking like sheep and
Yeah, of course.
goats.
So we have sheep and goats, and some of the sheep are Dorper sheep, which are a meat sheep breed, not a wool sheep. And that's a goat with spots.
Okay, and so it's a meat sheep because it doesn't have that big fluffy coat.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you'll see, and you don't really see any wool sheep in on the African continent. They're all what you call a hair sheep, so their coat actually sheds out. You don't have to shear them.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And so I guess that's beneficial because yeah, you don't have to waste time
Yeah,
trying to shear this animal that you're not going to end up using the fur for.
exactly. And if you think about it, for somebody who has sort of a subsistence agriculture lifestyle in, East Africa, you don't have a strong need for wool for clothing because wool is warm. And so wool is going to be more European sheep breeds, and because they don't need it on the African continent, it's pretty dang hot near the equator, as it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
Or so I've heard.
Ooh, first ghost of the day.
Ghost of the day.
Oh,
Did we name our ghost? I feel like I wasn't
Oh.
here when we named it.
We did. I think Aaron did a poll and we ended up figuring out a name, but I want to say it's something like Fred, but I don't think that's right.
I'm not gonna lie. If
I
you
don't
guys did a
remember.
poll
To
and
help us
Fred is
track.
what you came up with, I'm gonna override that one.
Oh, Haunty M.
Oh, like Auntie M. That's
Oh,
good.
yeah,
Okay,
Auntie
that's
M.
good. I'll take that.
Wow. Sorry, Aaron.
It was
Mm.
on
That was
Fred.
way wrong.
Okay,
way off.
that's where her imagination is. Dang, that's worse than
I
Casper.
don't. Well, I'm going to talk about what we see on the screen here, the educational content, and I don't know what it is.
I would think it's a hare just because of the way that it's C-shaped.
It could be, but it could also be an aardwolf for all you know.
Fair point. Nothing here.
So we need an undetermined button. We need to talk to the science folks about that. I'm a little unhappy with our
Yeah.
options.
Yeah, we were talking about that last week.
Mhm.
Like we need a not able to identify it, but there is an animal there.
Hey, Taylor, what does the thing up here do that says like, pattern, color, horns, tail? What is that functionality?
Oh, let's find out.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh.
So if you don't know exactly what it is,
What if you do the circle thing to show we don't know what it is? What happens?
Other. Other? Oh.
Oh. Whoa. Oh, does it just like break them down into like by characteristics?
Yeah,
maybe?
it's
I
just
think
filters.
so.
So I guess if you
Ah.
don't know what a guinea fowl is, then you could say, well, it looks like a bird.
A bird.
Ah.
Oh,
And then
okay.
it'll just show you all those things.
Well, that's good for people to know if they're doing this on their own.
Wow. I have never noticed that before. Cool. Yeah, this would be good to talk about too as we get into some of these species, like the horn differences and
The
what
horn
that looks like.
structure,
Mhm.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
that helps us none in this exact moment.
No, but a lot of learning you need to do ahead of time before you need the knowledge, so it could be helpful later.
Fair point. How do
Yeah.
I get back
You know,
to
they
where
don't
we were?
they don't let a doctor learn how to do surgery when they do their first surgery.
They don't?
Not generally.
That's good to know.
I tell you what, it's that kind of knowledge you come here for.
Well,
Oh,
Opie's
yeah.
saying a hare. Did we figure out what that was?
We're moving on.
Unclear.
Okay.
Grant's gazelle.
And why?
Because it's bigger than a Thompson's gazelle. So a Thompson's gazelle would be the other option, which is smaller, a little bit shorter. Grant's gazelle have bigger horns. So if you see behind, those horns are fairly tall. The structure, they're going to get bigger as he ages. And the dark stripe there on their side tells you as well. And so now we know it's a Grant's gazelle.
Grant's gazelle. What a day.
I think it's just gazelle is the
Yeah,
only
I don't
option.
think I have Grants, which is unfortunate
Yeah.
because,
But our viewers expect more specificity than just
of
gazelle.
course they do. As they
Mhm.
should.
Mhm.
How many are we counting here, folks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. I think that's good.
Yeah.
See,
Oh, Gavin, there was a quick question. Someone had a question, I think yesterday in chat. It was actually a good one. So somebody was wondering if animals, like at the park, if their skin color changes in the sun, because some of them get sunburnt and stuff, but they don't have melanin. How does that work?
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. So you'll have species that their coat color and skin color changes as they age, which
Mhm.
is more hormonally based. Some, since they're my favorite subject, they're not at the park, but baboons. So baby baboons, when they're born on like an olive baboon, like we see on the camera sometimes, they're born with a white face, but as they're exposed to the sun, they color in, and it basically becomes almost tan, but it's a permanent tan. So I think that melanin is triggered by the sun exposure, and then their body knows to sort of change their skin color as they go along. But hoofed animal wise, or animals at the park, I can't think of any species that are majorly affected by exposure to the sun. I mean, you might have an occasional older animal where their coat could bleach out just from being, 20, 30 years old in the sun, but not generally speaking.
Okay, good to know.
Good question, though.
Aaron asked, "What about the hot tub monkeys with the pink faces?"
You know what? I think they were born pink. I think that's just how they are. I don't think it's from the sun. And fun fact, those are called Japanese snow macaques.
These things are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
What
what
do
do we
got?
see?
What do we
Sorry.
got here, Taylor?
I have no idea. I'm trying to figure that out. It was
Do you want me
triggered,
to
but it's very
Do you
small.
want me to, do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
So I think actually they're big. They're just far away. I'm pretty sure it's a group of common eland. Because if you look kind of at the head and horn structure, see, I try and point at it with my cursor every week, and you can't see what I'm pointing at. But yes, like that. And then if you go the other one, I think it's a male with a bigger set of horns and a head there. I'm have a high confidence level. They're common eland, which are one of the biggest antelope species in East Africa.
How big do they get?
Males will be 800 or 900 pounds. Females will be 500 or 600 pounds, and they're, I mean, way taller than than like a person. So they're
Oh, wow.
6, 7 feet tall for a big male.
Whoa.
I didn't realize they got so big, I
Yeah.
guess.
Oh, they're big. I mean, our common eland at the safari park, if you were on foot, they're way bigger than you'd expect.
Wow.
Which you should never be on foot with them at the safari park, just for the record. Whoa, what's that on the left-hand side there? A face?
There's
figure that
some
out.
type of ghost.
It's an eyeball.
Not
Ooh.
again.
Unidentified ghost object.
Ooh, that's a really tough one.
Yeah. It almost looks like a dick with like the way the face is shaped, but
Who's to say?
it's not clear enough.
Mm-mm.
What was the name of that superhero that had just like the lasers?
Oh, Cyclops.
That's what he looks like,
Cyclops, yeah.
Yeah,
That one.
That one.
that one.
That was my second guess.
Whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, I just see the landscape,
For shame.
but special in its own right, of course. But
Oh, this one's exposed though.
no comments about that.
Moving on. Ooh.
Oh,
Hey.
we have a different species of zebra,
Okay.
and I think that Kirsten knows it.
This is a Grevy zebra.
Why is that?
It's because, well, the white belly and then the stripes are thinner. There's like multiple, and then the ears are larger.
Yep.
Like Grevy zebra.
And do you see that little bit of brown in the mane too, just slightly? That's the last thing you'd be looking for to know it's a Grevy's. We've come a long way with our zebra ID skills on this
Yeah.
team.
Yes.
Do we know like how long ago ish they split off from whatever they were, or why there's any reason for the adaptation? Because they seem to occupy the same territory. So like what's the point in having two separate species?
So they do occupy the same territory, but their range is different. So a Grevy's is going to range much farther north into a lot more arid of a climate, versus plains you're going to see range all the way down into southern Africa. And so this is one of the few areas you would even see overlap. So they're adapted a little bit differently, and because the Grevy's are in more of an arid area, it makes sense that their stripes are thinner because it blends into the environment a little bit better, and then the brownish nature to their overall tinge that matches the environment a little bit more, because where they're used to being it's more scrubby, less trees, less grass. I don't know when they split off from each other exactly, but this is one of the very few spots you'd actually see overlap in the two species.
Interesting. Cool.
The more you know.
Yeah. Do they ever like have any interspecies mating? Are there any kind of like known hybrid individuals?
It's not common in I've never seen different zebra species cross. No, I mean, technically like a zebra and a donkey can cross, which is a z-donk, by the way. Not something you would encourage, but it's possible. And a zebra and a horse can cross as well, if put in the wrong setting. So they could probably hybridize, but it's not commonly seen. And you don't usually see in the wild animals hybridize unless it's a really weird situation where there's a single Grevy zebra and a herd of Grant or plain zebra mares without a stallion. That's probably the only time you would see it. But usually if they have proper social groupings in each species, they won't cross with each other.
Do we know what this is?
Some animal.
Okay. I don't know. Sometimes
blurry
you know.
animal.
You're like, oh, it's blurry, but I know what it is.
I don't feel strongly about that one.
Well, if you don't feel strongly, then why bother?
Ooh,
You know?
that's kind of cool. Nothing's there, but it's kind of cool looking.
What's going on in chat? Moose call for what?
Moose
What
call for
happened?
Brian.
Nar.
Nar. Not
Oh,
the moose
nar.
call.
What does a moose even sound like?
Have you seen Princess Diaries?
No.
Oh, well.
All right, let's see.
Oh. Giraffe.
Listen, it's not about that. It's about the
Much
moose.
Oh, sorry, Taylor.
Look
You
at
put it
this.
on the screen.
You got it, Brian. I believe in you.
Okay, let's see. Hold on. Doing
Are you looking
research.
it up? Okay, I should have done
Yeah.
that. I didn't know we were doing that. That's fine.
I feel like they kind of sound like an elk, but even lower, like a really deep call. But I don't know for sure. I don't even know if I've ever heard one.
All I'm getting are like babies and stuff, and they're like meh, meh, meh. It's really random.
I mean, he didn't clarify adult or baby, so I guess that could work.
Hey, first thing YouTube came up with. There you go. All right, let's see. Here's adult. Let's see.
It kind of sounds like a bear.
Bull moose call.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like a bear.
Oh, this sounds like Rushmore. He's like, woof, woof. This is an interesting moose video.
You just sound like you're going to be sick.
Is
Yeah.
Rushmore going to make an appearance this week at all, or? Is he
Is he
there?
with you?
He's right here. Oh, and let's see here.
Rushmore?
Yeah, let's see. Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Oh,
Here he
Look
is.
a boy.
big boy.
Let's zoom in.
Oh.
Hey, are you sleepies?
Nothing.
He's not having it.
Uninterested.
He's had a long day of barking because there's construction next door. So
Ah, it's exhausting.
no.
Poor guy. Hydrate.
yeah, it's exhausting for him.
Hydrate.
Oh, I don't need that tight on my face. There we go. Oh,
No,
hydrate.
I wanted to see every pore. That's going to be next week's Wildwatch. We're going to count Brian's pores.
I'll just put the macro
Wait.
lens on, and it'll just be like.
Why did that just, whatever you just did made me think of Bill Nye the Science Guy. You know how he had that section where he'd be like, Bill.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, that was the best intro ever.
so good. Anyway, speaking of good things, who dat?
Gira.
It is a zebra. You are correct.
Oh wait, it's a giraffe.
Can you tell the difference between the subspecies of giraffes through this photo?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a reticulated giraffe.
Why?
Because you'll see it has it has really dark patterning to it and really clean lines in between, and that's kind of the best way to tell. It's really a dark red on a reticulated giraffe, the actual middle of the pattern, versus like if it were a Maasai giraffe, for example, or a Rothschild's, it would look different. A Maasai would have more jagged pattern, and a Rothschild's would have a lot more white. And at the safari park, we have both reticulated and Maasai giraffe. But also, giraffe subspeciation is always up for debate and changes about every 5 minutes.
So we've heard.
It's very hard to keep track. Some days there's 4 species, some days there's 18 subspecies, and then the other days it's somewhere in between. Those look like livestock to me.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of livestock.
Taylor wasn't watching those; she was doing something else.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at chat and run the stream and talk to you. So I'm sorry if I'm not multitasking well enough for you today.
There's always opportunities for improvement.
Always,
so-
yep, always improving. Be better today than you were yesterday.
And feedback is a gift.
It truly is, yeah. Yep. I'd like to return it though, if you have the receipt, please.
Of course.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, yay.
Best birds.
Ah.
Best birds.
There we go.
Those good birds.
The fancy birds.
Fancy guineas. Fancy guineas.
What kind of fancy guineas are they?
Some burbs.
Vulturines.
They look like they've got a little pinstripe suit on.
They do, and that's how you can tell a vulturine. So they've got the stripes, and they've got kind of that purplish bluish color. I'm slightly colorblind, so I'm not confident which it is. And the helmeted would have more. They have a weird head shape that you would know they're a helmeted guinea fowl. See, in that picture, that would be a helmeted.
Got it. Trying to make
Yeah.
it bigger and it won't let me.
Eddie said
Hate that.
dinosaurs. Yep. 100%.
Very much so.
What really are dinosaurs, though, are the wow, I hate when this happens. I had the name and then I was going to say it. They're the ones that Marco's obsessed with, the
I was going to say
Australian, the
cassowaries.
cassowaries.
The cassowary.
Look at a
yeah.
cassowary and yeah. No,
They're
thank
no
you.
joke.
Cassowary
joke.
will
They're
mess
terrifying,
you up.
but they're really cool.
Yeah. Very terrifying. Even Delilah, we just saw Delilah the southern ground
Oh my
hornbill,
gosh.
and I got a look from her, very unnerving.
Yes.
Ooh,
Oh.
ooh. What do we think? Well, let's talk about what we see. How about
hold
that?
on.
So we.
Hold on.
Oh, what do we
Continue.
hold?
Continue. Sorry.
Are you sure, Brian? Is
Yeah,
that okay?
yeah. Because if we're gonna answer the question right, then I got to get my DJ horn out.
Oh,
Remember?
yes. The
Yeah.
horn. I forgot about that.
What?
Yeah.
Hmm?
What have you done?
Introduced
Yeah.
it
You weren't here last week.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, Taylor, I thought you were watching the stream last week. You didn't know that?
Listen, I was poolside and I only tuned in for the point where you guys all had to make elephant noises and were embarrassed, and then I hopped off because that was all I needed to see. I didn't need anything else.
She knew it was in
You
good
timed it
hands.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, have some hard-hitting science here, all right?
Okay.
So we see in front of us, we can probably guess it's an antelope of some sort, right? So we know it's an antelope. So what are our options? It could be a kudu, could be an eland, it could be a gazelle, or an impala. We know that kudu and eland are big, and this doesn't look very big, right?
Mm.
So that leaves us with gazelle or impala, both of which have females that don't always have horns. So the no horns thing doesn't help us, but we know they're females because of the lack of horns, but still could be a gazelle or an impala. However, these guys are kind of a mostly solid brownish color, right? Brownish tan. And I don't see a lot of white, and you'd see more white on a gazelle. That's right, which means that we do have a mother and calf impala. And then like another third one.
Wasn't there something you were telling us last week too with the impala, like ears, like the black tip?
Yeah, so
Oh,
you'll see
yeah.
some black tips on their ears and also on their knees sometimes. I don't see it as much on these, but there's dark on the ears. That's a good one, Kirsten. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Aaron said
Yeah.
breaking it down. Yeah, well done.
Who has
Ooh.
construction? Is that you, Gavin?
Oh,
That's
sorry, that's
certainly
me.
Oh, man.
I swear that was an accident too.
That's hilarious. What kind of ghost we got here?
I had it ready to go.
I know what that is.
I think you're best qualified to tell
That
us.
is a dick 100%, without a doubt. I've seen enough dick in my life to know that that's what that is.
We were doing so well.
You know what? If I trust your judgment.
It is a dick, without a doubt.
Go.
It's absolutely without
Aaron, no comment.
You dick, some might say.
Ooh, somebody's upset. Get him, Rushmore.
Mhm.
Sick him.
Oh.
So what's happening there, Brian? Is it like an active construction zone or what?
My neighbor, who is like kind of like renovating his house, who bought a fixer, has had a very lengthy concrete, experience.
Oh,
So
that's noisy.
yeah, it's kind of noisy.
Hate to hear that, man.
Rushmore loves it.
Taylor, what do we got here?
I have no idea.
You should.
I mean, I think by the giant body and tiny legs, it's probably a dick, but its head is down, and that's what I use to ID them. So
I have a pretty high confidence interval that it's a dick.
nice use of a statistics term. Let's go.
Look at that. Look at that.
Gosh, math. Nice.
Good night, lover.
Night,
See
lover.
you next time.
Yeah.
Night, lover.
Bye.
Math is cool.
Math is so cool.
We stand our STEM friends here.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
anyway, moving on.
Whoa. Look at those cows.
That's a nice cow.
Ooh.
It's a great cow.
That's a real nice cow.
Mm.
Is that
A
also
whole lot of cow there.
That's a lot of cow.
It is. It's there's a lot happening, but they're both cows.
Okay.
And they look like they're like moving or eating or something. I don't know.
They kind of have a pretty like pattern to them.
They do?
It's not like just a normal cow that you would see that's just all brown, like the spots and everything.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Just gonna point that out. It's pretty.
Mhm.
It's a very good observation.
so I play volleyball, and I have a lot of volleyballs, and so you draw on them to make it so people know which volleyball is yours. And I thought, I was like, I work at a zoo. I should draw a giraffe on my volleyball, because how hard can that possibly be?
And how did that work out for you?
I've had 7 people say, "Hey, I love this drawing of a cow on your volleyball." So that's about as good as that's gone.
I feel like you need to bring it on the stream so we can see this.
You
Yep,
took the
Aaron
words
just
right out of my
said,
mouth.
show us.
I'm trying to think. Is it in
Let's
my
see
house?
it.
It might be in the house.
Oh,
Aaron says, show us the volleyball.
Is it in the house? Did I bring it inside?
It's show and tell time, Taylor.
Let me see if I brought it inside. Give me a sec.
Okay,
Hang on.
please do.
Hang on.
Oh, okay. So we got to have a conversation about
The grass? I tell you what, isn't that some handsome looking grass? I mean, have you ever seen grass that is both so wispy and brown all at the same time?
It looks a little dried out.
It does.
In my opinion.
Which tells us it's probably not in the rainy season, so we're probably in the dry season, where scarcity of water becomes a little more of an issue. Animals are concentrated towards water sources, less to eat.
Yeah. It's a struggle.
That's right. Brian, do you have thoughts about the grass and the dryness of it?
Do you want to
That's
share?
how bad my allergies would be. Just looking at it, I'm already like, you know.
She found
What did
it!
you find there, Taylor?
Out of my 5 volleyballs, this one did make it inside today, so that's good. Let's see. God, this is just going to be really embarrassing.
Oh, please be highly encourage
I
it.
don't know how well you can see that.
That's a giraffe.
Oh, yeah.
Is it? Is
Sure.
it a giraffe? Can you see it?
Um,
Hang on.
It looks more
it
like
just
a.
got
Oh, one
blurred.
sec. Pull it back a little bit.
It looks like if an okapi and a cow had a baby.
I guess.
Yeah, the people, we can see it.
I'm trying. I'm on a delay, so I can't like really tell if you can see it. You get the picture anyway. But
Good
I drew
picture.
that from memory because I thought I know what a giraffe looks like. Like how hard could this possibly be? And that's why I work in communication. So
I,
there you go.
I-
There you have it.
I think that it was a good effort.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna move on now because I don't want you to patronize me.
I mean, at least you can identify your ball, right?
I was
That
about to
was the
say,
job.
at
All
least
that really
everyone knows
matters.
it's yours.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh,
Goes,
look
Yeah.
at those sheep.
Look
look
at
those sheep.
those sheep.
Wow. Look at their really scraggly looking coats. They're not the most impressive specimens I've ever seen, but they are what they are.
It is a livestock. That's what it is.
It is a livestock. There's many of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is what I count. They are moving and eating, and there are no young, and we're identifying them, and we're going to move on now. Okay. Oh, what
Oh.
this looks like.
Wow.
What is that? A riverbed?
Sort of a shale sort of situation, I think.
Have we seen this
It's a new
location before? Yeah,
location.
that looks
I haven't
new.
seen that.
We saw it last week.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
We did.
I do
Did
not
you
remember.
do- Yes. Okay.
You weren't
I
here,
don't think
Taylor.
we've ever. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think we've ever seen like animals
This looks
No.
new.
in those pictures, but
Oh, the baboons!
the baboons.
Oh, yeah, we've seen this one. Yeah.
Yay.
Look how handsome he is.
Look at the tail.
Oh my gosh! And he's probably fishing. They're so smart. They know how to catch fish.
He's
And the other one
probably
is-
fishing.
Sitting there in a little prone pose of some sort.
You know what they
just
say.
contemplating life.
Teach a baboon to
teach it-
fish.
And it eats a fish.
And it eats to fish. That's how it goes. That's exactly right. That's how it goes. Nice job.
Taylor, is there more in this picture by chance? Like if you zoom out, because last week we had a picture like this, and they were all hanging out under that tree,
Don't be
and it was really cool. There was like a ton of them.
don't be too quick to get off the baboon photo. There's a lot to download here.
There's another one.
Oh, there's one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe with a
know.
baby, kind of hard to tell.
Oh, yeah, I think maybe a baby.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? I mean, I'm no expert.
Not hanging in the bush.
You know, the baboon content is becoming so regular, you might have to bring some of the baboon people from the zoo on here.
We had them on a little while ago, but they just have really primate folks. They have really busy schedules trying to keep track of all those primates, so we've just had a hard time. But we would love to get them back on. That's very true.
You're lucky that my schedule is so wide open, so it's very beneficial.
Truly, it's actually very interesting that you're so free as a curator. It's really
You know what? Because I get the opportunity to work 24 hours a day if necessary, it provides flexibility in my
That's a
scheduling.
fair point. Perks of being salaried: you work all the time.
That's right.
Oh,
Whoa.
ooh, it's a
I
nice
could have
cow.
sworn we saw that picture
White
last
cow.
week. I thought we saw that white cow last week, Kirsten, as our last photo.
Did we? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That's a nice
We
cow.
see a lot of livestock.
True, it's a white cow.
It's a nice white
It
cow.
is.
Beautiful white cow. Looks like someone washed it.
Somebody's ears.
Well, what did we just learn about a distinguishing characteristic on an antelope ear?
The
Mm.
black.
I guess.
That's right. Kirsten, what do you think it is?
Those are impala.
That's right.
That is right. But I'm going to say nothing here because these
Right.
ears aren't going to help anybody. So.
No, what? Yes. What? What was that?
You weren't
Flag on
sure.
the play.
You
Flag
weren't
on the
sure
play.
it
I
was
was
an
100%
impala.
sure.
Whatever.
Oh no.
Redo. Go back.
I can't.
Pull it back.
I can't. That's not how it works.
Just put out bad science because you're angry because we didn't like your beach ball. Or volleyball, rather. Volleyball.
Shots fired. You know what? You can do this stream yourself. How about that? I've had enough of you.
On that note, it's a perfect segue. Haley's new here. She wants to ask, wants to ask what our job titles are. So who wants to go first?
Gavin, go ahead. Since you know everything and you got your degree.
Sometimes I'm the curator of mammals at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Kirsten, what do you do for a living?
I'm Kirsten. I'm a social media specialist. I handle the San Diego Zoo pages or manage the pages.
Oh yeah, my turn. No, Haley, don't worry. This is not a bad question. It's a fun question. It's something we should probably do every so often because we do get new viewers from time
Very
to time.
true.
Yeah, I'm Brian. You'll see me in the chat as Luna San Diego, and I'm the visual content specialist for the social media team. So a lot of the photos and videos you see on all the social media channels, I go out and capture a lot of that.
And I'm Taylor, the social media manager. That's about it.
Taylor, do you think it would behoove us at the beginning of these streams to introduce ourselves like we did back in the early days?
I guess. My feelings are still hurt about your rude comment.
Taylor,
It's nice to meet you too, Haley.
If we told you we couldn't do this without you, will you come back and run the stream?
You've proven that you can.
But it's not as much fun. There's not as much banter.
Whatever. Now you're just insulting everyone. Can we mute? Oh, I can mute Gavin. Wait, hold on. He's going on timeout. This is good. Wait.
This
Oh
is-
no!
You're timing out,
This
Gavin.
is so good.
But we can't time out Gavin right now because we're about to talk about Banicula.
Banicula.
If only they can hear you. If only they could hear the wise words that you're saying.
Oh, I forgot. We can hear him, but they can't. So-
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The conversation's okay. So, chat, can you hear Gavin or now? Gavin, go ahead and talk and see if we can hear you.
I guess I'll unmute Gavin. Okay, fine. Moving on.
Oh, back to the
Banicula,
stream.
continue.
We'll continue with Banicula because we have
Oh.
done this a couple times now, and I feel like we
Look
should
at
keep it
Banicula.
going.
We need a Banicula button, is what we need.
What would it have
That's
on it?
actually, yeah.
A rabbit with fangs.
Oh, fair. We could probably figure that one out.
It has to be a black and white rabbit. That's an important characteristic of Banicula.
I will
Mhm.
look up
And the red eyes.
Banicula after this stream. I will add it to my list of things to do, and I will see if I can Photoshop something so we don't get a copyright hit. But yeah, I'll work on it.
Please do. Especially, I think you owe me. So.
Oh,
after
do
what
I?
just
Why?
occurred. I think because of how you have embarrassed me in front of our Twitch streaming audience by muting my stream.
You have no proof.
Really? Well, I'm going to roll back the tape and I'm going to share it far and wide.
You don't know how to do that, Gavin.
That's not true. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I'll ask Brian to help me.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, before the stream started, I think we all voted that I was unofficially tech support.
That's right.
Poor Brian. I feel like anybody, it all trickles down, right? Like anybody who works with cameras and or computers is automatically, and then from there, if that person is not
100%.
present, then it's like, have you ever worked in a website at all? And if it's not that person, then it's social media, and if it's not that person, then it's just anyone who has access to a Mac, like somehow becomes tech support. I don't know how that works.
Which makes less sense actually because Macs are like more user friendly, I feel like, than other computers. So you don't have to have as many skills, which is why I use a
For
Mac
sure.
at home.
Much more intuitive.
Oh,
Go Zeb.
look at that. A ghost zebra.
It's a Zeb.
This is a nice ghost picture.
That's a
Uh-huh.
nice Zeb. That's really
And,
nice.
and what do we see? We see wide stripes, a little short, and the ears are not very big. So that means it is a
Plain zebra.
boom, boom, boom. Winner, winner,
Boom,
chicken dinner.
boom.
No, no, this can't be a thing. No,
That was a layup.
it's gonna haunt me in my
Save it
dreams.
for a hard one.
I mean, it is NBA playoff season right now, so that kind of makes sense. It like works with the stream.
It's true.
Brian, does your app also have the shame bell?
Oh, wait a minute. I think my old phone
No.
had the
Oh,
shame bell.
man.
I used to have the shame bell.
Shame.
Yeah,
See if it's on here.
that would be really fun. Then when you get it wrong,
I
that's
love
what you
that
get.
one.
That would be more fun for me.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I do have it. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
It's not ringing.
I hear somebody
mine.
ringing.
It's yours?
But it doesn't
And
say shame. You have to say shame yourself, which defeats the point. But
Shame.
shame,
Working.
shame. Anyway,
Mine doesn't want to work. Why is it not working? Oh, I still have DJ horn. All right.
is that what that's called? DJ horn? The
Ham horn,
Ham, ham,
according to
ham.
Aaron.
Okay. Wow.
Do we plan to do any more science, or are we done?
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you not know how to have fun in between science, Gavin? It's called infotainment.
Oh,
I think I sensed a little sass there.
I said a lot of fun things earlier, but I was muted, so no one heard them.
I can confirm that that never happened. So
Ooh, another dry. Oh, hold on. There's something
I
there.
see it. I
There's
see
What's
it.
that? Oh, on the left, yeah.
And
Is it a Pumbaa?
Warthog!
It's a Pumbaa.
That's a good hog.
I tell you what, that hog blended in with the ground super well.
Yeah, really. Good.
did.
And there's another one on the left, right? Is there one on the left?
Yeah, I think there was one standing.
Yeah,
Ooh, whole
there
hog.
is. And what we can talk about is go back to the really impressive hog that we saw first. So, do we think that's a male or a female hog? What are our feelings telling us?
I don't know. She has kind of like a nice bone structure, so I'm gonna go female.
She does, but her tusks are pretty big.
So I was thinking.
But does that matter in warthogs?
Males definitely have bigger tusks. I've never seen a female with tusks this big. I'm not saying it's impossible it's a female, but I would lean more 60-40 male than female.
But what would you consider is like a larger tusk? You know what I'm saying? So like what would be a normal size for like a female and then larger?
Normal size in a female, I would expect to be about a third shorter than that.
Oh wow, okay.
But also maybe she just hasn't broken them off on anything. It could be a female who just has big tusks.
Hydrate.
So,
Aaron
Hydrate.
redeemed it to make us chill out, so that's good. Anyway, it's a warthog. It's a nice warthog. That's a darn good warthog. No babies. It resting. I see resting and I see standing. All right, moving on.
you got to think it's true.
Well,
Whoa.
Oh,
it's just oblivion.
Whoa.
Oh, still nothing.
Really used the rule of thirds in that photo.
Ooh, another cow. It's a nice cow.
Wow.
That's a nice deep
Few
brown cow.
cows.
The white one looks a little sick, though.
That one?
Yeah.
Why? Because it got hip bones?
It looks like it might have diarrhea.
Oh.
Oh.
Who could say though? You know, who could say?
I mean, I could speculate.
I suppose. You could. What a fun time we're having today.
Aren't we, though?
I gotta find, and maybe chat knows this better than I do, and they probably do, but I'm trying to find zoo or animal related games that we could play too, in addition to Wildwatch and stuff, because I know like Monterey Bay used to play some little indie games about like being an octopus human and trying to navigate your way through the world, or there was like a diving game. And there's like Zootopia or whatever it's called. What's it called?
Tycoon.
Zoo Tycoon.
Tycoon, and then there's the other one, Planet Zoo. And those are fine and great and well and good. And that is an option. But I don't know how interesting it would be for us to sit here and build a zoo. So I don't know. If you guys know of any fun games that we could play that are animal related, interested.
As long as it's not Monopoly. I'm banned from playing Monopoly.
Why?
So the ban started when I was when I was in elementary school, if I really pull back the curtain. And I used to play with my cousins and my brother, and I was banned due to predatory lending practices.
At what
And
age?
no one would play. I'd say about 10.
Oh, wow.
It was deemed that I was too aggressive of a banker, and I couldn't, and that I wasn't allowed to play with anyone anymore.
Is this your villain backstory? Is this why you're really in
This is
wildlife
it.
care? Yeah.
Potentially. I mean, I'm being as transparent as possible with everyone.
Incredible.
We cannot play Monopoly because I haven't played it since because I was not allowed.
Okay, well, I don't know that
We
people
all
want to
know-
watch us play Monopoly.
Well, that's the only game I could think of when you said game.
We all know that game ruins relationships.
It does. Haley said, "I am a fish"
yeah.
is a cute game. Do we have any
cool.
care
Take a look
specialists
at
that know
that.
much about fish though? That's the only problem. We're not big fish people. It's mostly land animals. So
How about we watch the NFL draft and pretend that they're different wildlife species and just draft different wildlife?
Ooh, Adam, that might get tricky.
You could do like different antelope. Like you could do like impala versus Grant's gazelle, and then another safari park could draft like a wildebeest. Okay, maybe this idea has some difficult challenges behind it.
I love the risk taking and the brainstorming though. So keep it coming.
Mhm.
I'm here for the
Okay.
ideas. Sometimes you got
What other ideas we have? They're not all. They don't have to all be good. They just have to be thrown out there.
That was it. That's all I've got. So
I mean, the draft was topical at least. I mean, it's going on right now. So.
yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know anything about sports. Brian and Kirsten are my sports people. I don't know sports. We were on a call the other day about what was it? It was the playoff game for college basketball.
Mhm.
I guess they were in the final four. No, they made it to the playoffs, right?
I mean, so
Yeah, and
You mean
the Aztecs.
NBA?
no,
Oh, the Aztecs,
Aztecs.
SDSU?
yeah.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
we were on a meeting, and I'm sorry to out Marco. So Marco, if you watch this, I'm so sorry. But we were in a meeting, and we were all brainstorming, and Marco called in through Zoom, and Marco goes, "Oh wait, we're talking about basketball, right?" And this was like 30 minutes into the meeting. He was like, "Just to make
Poor
sure, like,
Marco.
we're talking about basketball." We were like, "Yes, talking about basketball."
Do you want to talk about this animal on the screen?
I'm gonna go. It's an impala.
Damn straight.
Woo!
Yeah.
You took a risk and it paid off.
Where is it, Brian? Where's it at?
Oh, sorry.
What's happening?
That one sounded pretty. I mean, that one felt pretty easy, but okay.
So good at this game.
You saw one. It's standing. It's walking. It's moving. It's
Look
whatever.
at you filling out the form. You've never done that before.
I try to be helpful.
Oh.
Oh, I see a person. That's different.
That's a whole person.
Hey,
And I
that's
know
the
I-
eyeball. That's the
It's
eyeball.
That's the
only
kid with the eyeball. Yeah.
That is the eyeball.
That was still the most jarring thing we've seen on here.
Mhm.
Iconic. Impeccable.
Definitely a top 10. So I saw livestock,
Sheep and goats. Sheep and goats.
Sheepy.
Sheep and goats.
sheepy goaty things.
I
Yep.
like sheepy goaty things.
Opie asked, "What NBA team do you think will win?" The Lake Show is going to win. Lake Show
Yikes.
always. Yeah.
I'm rooting. Hey, I'm
No.
rooting
Born
for
and raised down
Jimmy
here.
Buckets right now in the Heat because he's doing phenomenal, and it's every game they've played has been great. So I'm rooting for them. Don't think they'll make it to the end, but still rooting for them.
You can dream.
I'm a football guy. I don't have an opinion on basketball.
That is a whole camel.
That's a
whole
lot of camel. Not a very big hump though.
Does that mean it's dehydrated?
No, because as you know, Taylor, as a wildlife expert yourself, a camel's hump does not hold water; it holds fat. And because you see the camel has some ribs exposed, it's not a very fat camel, which means it doesn't have a lot of fat stored in its hump.
Listen, I never claimed to be an animal expert. My job is to take what the experts say and put it online for people to like and comment and tell me how good I am at it. So
Would you say that's a healthy looking camel?
I would say it's fair to Midland.
Midland.
Looks a little thin.
Am I missing the camel button?
It's livestock.
It's yeah.
Oh,
We've decided they're livestock because they're considered domestic.
that's fair. I guess that makes sense.
Last week we were talking about we had an ostrich on the screen, and they don't have an ostrich button. You just have to put it under birds.
That's right.
Bird. They're
Yeah,
not
we're
interested
like,
in
what?
birds. We don't want to know about a bird. Move on. I don't want to hear about it again.
Whoa,
Ooh,
you got it.
tough
You
one.
got it. You got to think it's an elephant. Oh wait, it's got stripes.
What? I thought it was giraffe.
Oh, it's not a dick.
Anyway, It's a zebra, and we all know what kind of zebra
Zebra.
it is. It is a
Plains.
nice,
That's right.
impeccable. I'm gonna guess they're standing. There's no young. Identify. Move on. Here we go. Whoop.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, cursor got out of hand.
Whole
Ooh.
different. Whoa, that's a
Whoa.
big male impala. Look at those horns on that sucker.
That's
Is
pretty.
it just
They're
me, or does something
huge.
look like it's wrong with the side of his face, or is that just where the
It's-
plants are?
It's just the grass.
Got it. Okay.
He's fine. He's beautiful.
He's got some horns on him. So, do
Yeah.
they shed their horns frequently, or do they keep their horns forever? How does that work?
Horns stay forever. So antlers are shed and horns stay forever. Now there is one weird exception to that rule, which is the pronghorn antelope, which you'll find in North America, which is not exactly even an antelope. It's like a whole separate thing, but they shed their horns and they regrow. But for the most part, horns stay,
Interesting.
antlers shed.
Okay. So, if this
Except
guy
for
broke an antler or a horn off, then
It's off
that's
forever.
that.
Exactly. Now
Oh,
it'll
that would
keep
be a bummer.
Yeah, it can keep growing underneath because their horns will grow most of their life. So if he breaks half of his horn off, it's still going to keep growing from the base, but it's never going to be normal size again.
So, he's got to be a decently old fella if he's got horns that big.
Yeah.
Exactly. But also, if he were to break his horn off at the base, it would never regrow if they damage the growth plate on their skull. So, and that happens too. And then that's why you see a one-horned a You don't ever see like a one-horned antelope where the other one's growing. It stops.
Is there any relation to their age based on those ridges on their horns or anything?
Not as much the ridges, just the overall length. I mean, it's not like a tree where you can count them and know how old he is or something. But he's a fully mature big male impala. I mean, that's as big as you're going to see an impala get. So he's
Healthy.
probably 8 years old plus.
Wow. Good for
Are
him.
those horns like pretty strong? Because I know, like probably fighting with other males or something, like they have to be.
They
or
are.
else they just break off.
They are strong. Oh, there's another one. They are strong, and they get stronger as they age. So when they're young, if they hit their horns on something, they can grow crooked because they're not really as sturdy yet. The other main thing that'll sort of impact their horn growth is if they're exposed to a cold snap, like a freeze. That can mess up their horn growth because the cells in their horns can burst. And so sometimes you'll see if there's a weird cold snap, you'll see almost like deformed horns grow as a result of that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
I didn't know that their horns could burst. That's horrific.
Well, the cells in them burst, so the horn's not going to explode, but the actual cellular makeup of it is changed by the freezing. Just that's why if you freeze any sort of cell-based product, it changes it.
Fascinating.
That's why you can't freeze something and bring it back to life because the cells explode because there's water in them.
There's a little bird.
I know. I thought
somewhere
I
right
saw a
there.
bird. Didn't I see a bird?
Yeah, you were right. Wherever that one first pile, right there.
Whoa,
he is.
there it is.
Yeah.
It looks. Oh, that's a. Hold on. I'm trying to think. It looks like it's a plover of some sort.
So
What kind of plover? I'm not sure.
bird.
I don't think the birds get enough love on this stream. We got to fix that.
Well, we have an entire other stream dedicated to birds, so it's fine. It all works out in the wash.
A stream, I don't know about it.
Well, it's because you're not a burrowing owl expert.
No, but I think they're cool.
They are cool.
Oh, another big impala.
His horns look thicker than the other ones.
Yeah, they do, but not quite as long either. And you're going to see individual variation in horn size because it's both genetic and nutritionally based as well as age.
Oh.
So those are three factors that impact horn growth. Looks like goats to me.
Yeah.
Yep, seeing a lot of
Goats for days.
I see a lot of standing and moving and eating. Nope. Yep. Done. Nerthin.
I want a button.
Grass.
I want a button that says locomoting because it's more fun than moving.
Ooh,
Ooh, stripe.
very, very close to zebra.
Can you tell just
Put
from these
un-
stripes who it is?
Just put unidentified. Put we don't know because nothing's here.
You're gonna be salty about that forever.
That's a plain zebra.
Anyway, so Matt is gonna be our new co-host from now on. Say goodbye to Gavin. This is his last stream.
It was nice knowing you guys. I enjoyed building, the camaraderie with this community on Twitch, and keep an eye out for me at the safari park since you won't see me on Twitch anymore. Goats.
Ash said it's clearly a jackal. Yeah.
I like the idea of a jackal more than unidentified.
Okay, great. I'll just start calling things baboons and jackals. How about that?
Sure, sounds great. I'm glad we found a compromise. Whoa,
Oh, look, it's
look
Gavin.
now that.
Got him.
It's a camel.
The back end of a camel. Yeah, I
It's got
said
a
what
lot.
I said.
It's got a lot bigger hump than the other one too. It's a much more well-finished camel.
Oh, good. Good for you and your camel.
Camels are awesome. We got a pretty charismatic camel here at the park named Dune.
Oh, I do love
Mr.
Dune.
Dune is the best.
Dune's a great
He
camel.
is a good camel. He really likes apples.
He likes everything. He's pretty charismatic.
Is he shedding right now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's not quite as cute when he sheds, just because he's just he looks like a haystack. He's just a mass.
You know what? I appreciate wildlife in all forms and in all seasons, so I didn't notice.
You know where I I didn't have enough tea for this. It's a burb. Someday we
What
got to
kind
get
of bird?
California burbs over here to. They won't know because they know California burbs, but that would still be fun.
It looks like a purple starling to me.
It looks pretty blue to me, Gavin. So
That's pretty.
Haley asked, do any of you have a favorite animal at either the zoo or safari park?
yes,
Oh gosh, too many
Sure
to count
do.
at this point.
Yeah.
I have a favorite.
Go off your instinct. What's your first reaction then?
Cape buffalo.
why?
Mm.
Because they're awesome. Because they're sort of the bad guys of the savannah, and they keep things in check, and they got a lot of attitude and a lot of personality, and they're just awesome. That's all there is to it. And that looks like a zebra.
Kirsten?
Like a zebra to me.
Oh gosh. I mean, before I started this job, like tigers were my favorite, still are my top favorite, but I've fallen in love with aardvarks, okapi, koalas. I'm gonna name off like every animal I've worked with, but but yeah, no, I love them all. I really do. They're all so cool.
Whoa.
That's a good point. Yeah. I started off with, bald eagle, stellar sea eagle. But I think it's fair to say that opossums have kind of
Richard,
taken over our heart. Richard.
Rip.
Yeah.
That's
For
a
those who
solid
don't know,
choice.
Yeah, we used to have an opossum ambassador at the zoo, and he was by far the sweetest thing I think we'd ever met in our lives.
So sweet.
And his diet was incredible, right? It was like avocado, blueberry, and steak. Like, who doesn't enjoy that?
So such a good buddy.
He was the best.
Yeah.
We did love him.
Taylor,
And a
what's your
lot of
favorite
cool
animal?
facts.
Yeah, it's hard.
What's your favorite animal, Taylor?
As of right now, and mine also changes all the time. For a long time, it was Okapi because Okapi Day is also on my birthday.
Right.
So I would get really excited about that. But right now, I think actually it's capybaras, which I know the rest of the internet is into capybaras. I know. Okay, I'm being a trend hopper on her, but they're just really great. And we have filmed with Bowie and his girlfriend a couple times now, and he's just so chill. And it's funny because a friend of mine who lives here has annual passes to the zoo, and they went, and he was like, I used to love Okapi, and then I found out, or no, I used to love capybara, but then I found out it's just a giant rat, and now I just think it's like really sus that rats get that big. And I was like, first of all, that's rude. So anyway, that's how I feel about that.
But speaking of rats, that's actually good because the hero rats that we have, I never really thought much of rats either until the African pouched rats that we worked with. They're big, but they're super cute, and then they detect like
Are those
landmines.
the rats that wear the backpacks?
Yes.
Like the Dora backpack,
Yep,
specifically.
Do they wear a hat too, like a little smart hat?
No, just the backpack.
Yeah, just backpack. They're
Seems like an
super
oversight
cool.
to me.
I'll volunteer you to make the hats for the rats.
I can think of nothing I'd rather spend my time doing.
I'm sure. Well, you guys, we're at time. Thank you, Gavin, for being part of our stream today. Thank you, Brian and Kirsten, for your help. Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah.
It's been another great day of Wildwatch, man. So yeah, keep us posted if you know of any games that we could play that you'd want to see. Could be kind of cool to see, talk about tapirs and all some of these other animals that we don't get to see on these streams that Gavin undoubtedly has a wealth of knowledge about. So that would be really fun. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Oh, what else do we have on the docket for next week? Is there anything?
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
we have to mention it.
You
We
got
have
go
to
ahead
mention
after
it.
you.
What's
What is next
happening?
Thursday?
Next Thursday, we're gonna have a special Star Wars themed stream for Star Wars Day. Be
Cool.
prepared.
Whoa.
I hope we're not overhyping.
I know, I'm
but-
like, you better be ready.
I don't think you could possibly overhype it. Everybody's going to be excited.
I hate that I'm going to
You can
miss it.
overhype me the 4th.
I feel like I'm going to miss out now.
I know. Oh well.
Sad.
Yep.
Sad.
We'll
Too
fill
bad.
you in.
Mhm.
I guess I'll soothe my wounds with the view of the Mediterranean. So
Just brag about it, why don't you?
Yeah.
you brag about being poolside in Hawaii, so
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, chat. Well, just so you know, while we're here, in bathing in like the Star Wars awesomeness, Gavin's gonna be Lisbon,
and Spain,
Spain.
yeah, Barcelona,
yeah. So-
Almeria, a few spots. So
Mediterranean sun.
Wow.
Nice.
I look forward to seeing everybody when I get back.
Yeah,
Which
we're ready for a postcard.
Yeah. Can't wait. We'll show it on the next stream.
I think in true like vacation fashion, you have to just join the chat poolside, just like Taylor did in Hawaii.
I
You just gotta
New
could.
do it in
trend.
Spain, or
I'll have to figure
New
out the
trend.
9-hour time difference, so it would probably be
Yeah.
about 11 o'clock. That's not that bad. 11 o'clock at
Not bad.
night.
Yeah, you could do
Yeah,
that. You'll be
you
fine.
can do it.
You'll be up
That's
anyway, let's
doable.
be honest.
If I'm not, I'm doing the trip wrong. So,
hmm
well, alrighty.
All right, you guys have a good one. Thank you all so much
All right,
for joining
y'all.
us.
See
Talk to
y'all
you
later.
next time.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.